Like,
I think, yeah, me too. Yeah, I think that's fine. We're good. Cameras are always, like Dexter. Welcome to the show. Dexter is the founder of Growth for Trades. He's joining us from Rome right now, but his home base is the UK. And very interesting story. We want to find out more about Dexter and Growth for Trades and how you started out. But welcome to the show, Dexter. Thanks for taking the time out, man. I know you're a busy guy.
no, thanks very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm very
what
excited.
what time is it in Rome right now?
We're just coming up to 20 to 9 in the evening, so getting late.
Oh wow, wow, it's late, man. Thanks a lot for doing this. So maybe let's start right into it. Tell me a little bit about Growth for Trades. Or what's your agency about, and how did you come about it?
Sure. So, Grow for Trades, we are a digital marketing agency in the UK. We've created a lead control framework where we help home improvement businesses get the leads they need. So we can help businesses with when they're not got enough leads, and we can also help businesses when they've got too many leads. So we've also got
Hmm.
strategies for that. A bit of background about how I got into marketing. It was about 4 or 5 years ago now. And I started helping my father's business. He's got a plumbing and heating business over in the UK, in
Hmm.
Cambridgeshire. So I started to do SEO, his paid advertisements, and also his website. And then from the back of that, I sort of learned the skill of how to do that, saw how it grew his business, and obviously the rewards that he got from that. And then I was a bit risky by just basically I quit my job. I used to work for a talent agency, which I guess had some elements of marketing to it. But then, yeah, since then I grew, and then I came across. I had well, I've still got the agency. It's called Social Media Times, more of a generic agency,
Hmm.
uh, but we were pretty much doing the same thing. Then I came across Josh Nelson Seven Figure Agency, and then obviously we've decided to, from the start of this year, really, we've created the niche agency, which is obviously Growth for Trades, and we're
Hmm.
sort of focusing on that now. Which again, I guess it's something that I'd done before anyway, because my father was in the plumbing and heating business, but obviously I just didn't know that methodology of being able to go down that route to make it easier to scale. But yeah, that's pretty much how it all started.
Nice. So you have experience in the field. It's a business that you guys really have roots inside, being it your dad's, sort of a family business.
Mhm.
So you can really relate to the niche as well. And what about your target audience? Is it UK based clients right now? Or are you serving all over the world? What's the story there?
Yeah, strong focus is UK companies. So we're working with obviously plumbing and heating, electricians, painting and decorators, wood flooring companies. But we are actually taking that step to go into the US market, which is going to be interesting. And we're going to start running some ads there and see what sort of traction we can get, and see, yeah, if we can go into that market. So I feel that we've made ourselves quite well known in the UK. So we're obviously trying to brand out and obviously scale the business for sure.
Nice, nice. That's very exciting, man. A lot of our common friends are running HVAC and trades focused marketing agencies, and that's the
Mhm.
best part about being a part of a community where it's not competition, but you're supporting each other. And I know a lot of people who run agencies in the same niches, and they're very good friends, the owners, especially in the group that you and I are part of at Josh Nelson. So yeah, I'm really excited to see that happen. So tell me a little bit about what sort of attraction do you guys have on the UK side right now? Like how many clients are you serving, and what does the service offering look like?
Yeah, good question. So we have about 37, well, I think overall they've got about 45 clients, but 37 of them are part of the niche agency. And in terms of our offering, so we strongly mainly focus on sort of your Google ads, SEO, website, but we also run Facebook ads. because we found it to work really well, depending on sort of which company we're working for. And then also we do some stuff on LinkedIn. Again, so we try to push the LinkedIn services when the clients are looking to go into the B2B space. It's really good to put our
Hmm.
clients in touch with estimators, so forth, in the construction industry. So yeah, that's our main focus really at the moment. And yeah, like I said, we're looking to sort of grow the business and scale from this year, which is exciting.
Yeah, yeah. I think that sounds like a really good service offering. Is there like what's like the average price point? And I'm guessing it's all monthly retainers. Usually on this side of the sea, we would say anywhere from $3,000. Good agencies in your field charging on a monthly retainer. How are your monthly retainers looking like on an average side?
Yeah, so from the retainer, we do retainers, and it's sort of a mix in between elite and accelerate. So with the accelerate, it's a slightly small package at 1,250, and then it goes scales up to when we include SEO on top of the paid ads to about 1.5, depending on the sort of the size of the company we're working with, and also sort of what ad budgets they have available. But I believe that when we go into the US market, we'll sort of be increasing those monthly retainers in line with sort of how competitive it is over there and the budgets that you
Yeah.
need. I feel like the UK market is less competitive than the US market, so we can't really be charging what they're charging over there to compare to what we can do in the UK.
UK is really expensive though, Dexter. I was there 4 days, man. I don't know if I can afford it any longer than that.
Yeah. That's a very good point. But I feel like, well, yeah, like I was in Miami in March, and the prices were double over there compared to London. I felt in some places.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's also because, like when you're there for a short period of time, you're staying in downtowns, you're staying in the key areas. So obviously over there, it's going to be premium prices when you're in those premium areas.
Hmm.
But I guess like I did make my way out to South Hall and try some of that Indian and Pakistani restaurants that are really popular in the, I think, south end of London. And it was, the pricing were comparable if they were affordable. But I guess that's what I would say. I know you have a love for travel as well. That sometimes you have to spend a little bit more time to get those perks of the local people, the pricing that the local people enjoy, and all of that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, no, I totally agree. It's like you said, in London, there's places where it's going to be expensive, or you're going to find a gem where it's really good food or a really good place to drink, but better pricing. I think, yeah, I got stuck into that trap in Miami, where I was probably going to the more expensive places. But like you said, you're only there once, aren't you? You're enjoying yourself.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah, yeah.
entertainment.
Awesome. So that's good. So I think, yeah, that's great opportunity on the UK side. Now you're eyeing the US as well. US is huge, obviously. So there'll be, for someone who already has a track record versus starting from scratch, you already have a leg up. And so that's congratulations. I think moving in the right direction. But without any further ado, Sam, my co-host, and my fabulous assistant, she's got the next segments ready for you. Sam, why don't you take it away?
Perfect. Thank you, Azir. So let's dive right into the next segment, which is going to be three more questions. So, Dexter, I had some fun, interesting questions ready for you, and these are the top three. What's one marketing tip for a trades business owner that they can apply themselves today and expect results?
Yeah, very good question. I feel from what we're doing, especially if they're in the B2B or B2C, just setting up a simple local service ad where you can get traction or leads straight away. I feel they're cost effective because you're only paying per lead, and you're not obviously doing it per click basis on like the search ads. and it's obviously easy for them to manage. I'd say geared towards that, especially if they've got really good reviews. And obviously they've got all their insurances in place, because you do need those requirements. There are some certain requirements for that, but I feel that that's a good way to start to generate leads straight away, and it's obviously right at the top of Google, and
Yeah.
sort of effective for that.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea because that's just like in between this offer. I think what you're talking about, Dexter, is the local service ads. Works great for trades, and you pay per phone call that's generated or per lead, verified lead that Google makes sure that it's generated. So it kind of gives you a taste of what actual Google and Meta advertising is going to be, and it's
Mhm.
something that you can do yourself as long as you have that basics covered. So yeah, I think that's a great tip. Amazing. What's next, Sam? Keep them coming.
Absolutely. All right, moving on. Can you share a bit more on your lead control framework? I came across it while I was going through the website.
Yeah, so the lead control framework is, I briefly discussed it before. So when we would work with a business, we would obviously identify how we can help them. And there's obviously occasions where they don't have enough leads. So that's a pretty simple process where we can go down. Here we'll sort of gear them towards your local service ads, search ads, or if they've got the investment there, go to SEO, get them ranked on the first page of Google, and start to generate them leads in their local space. But I feel sometimes there's occasions where businesses are receiving too many leads and they don't really have their own sales process when that lead comes in. So
Hmm.
we use systems in place like you go high levels to manage those leads when they're coming in, have automated responses, so they're not getting lost, and they're also capturing data.
Hmm.
And also because a lot of the trades that we do have conversations with, they're out on the job, they don't have someone in their office, they don't have that type of investment. So you can also set up simple landing pages where you send them to that to capture their data. So, and then also you can then set some simple automations up to then keep that lead live for them on occasions where they can't answer their phones, or they're getting lost, because obviously it's important for any business to keep the leads that they are generating.
So is this framework included with for all your clients that are coming in?
Yeah, so obviously that is part of the process, because I feel that it's important that if you're generating leads anyway, you can sort of set those
Hmm.
automations up.
Hmm.
And I feel that if, especially when you're generating too many leads, and I guess it also, comes as part of the process as you're helping them grow, that they need that in place to,
Hmm.
manage those leads coming in for sure.
Totally, automations is the key here, I think.
Yes, no, definitely.
Yeah,
All right.
I know so many. Like even myself, I'm gonna, put myself under the bus. Like I ran my own agency, 15 years in Canada, Dexter, and CRMs and automations. Like I only got introduced to them over the last 4 years, really. Like since I joined Josh Nelson and all of that stuff, and it's such a huge part of a marketer's job to have these things automated and dialed in and all of that stuff. And the smaller marketing agencies, we don't even think about it. We're just maybe do the ads, we'll do the website SEO. It doesn't come together. You have to bring it together, like your framework that you put together, and use some tools and software to deliver that. So that's great.
Yeah, no, I agree. I wasn't too familiar with it before starting with the seven-figure agency. So that's all came from that. And like you said, it's very important, not only for the clients we work with, but also, when we're actually using it for us, for sure.
Hmm. Perfect.
All right, moving on to the third question. For all that success, I really want to know about your team structure. Like, how many of them are US based? How many of them are global hires? So, what's that
I
like?
guess Dexter is UK based, so if he has any in the UK, that would be it. And yeah, so what's that team structure like right now, Dexter?
Yeah, so we have obviously myself. I'm predominantly based UK, but I do like to travel. So I'm obviously at home at the moment. And then there's two more in the UK. Obviously, I was very grateful to meet you guys at RepStack. So we've also got one of the SEO experts over in Pakistan. We've also got an SEO guy who is in South Africa at the moment. And we also have an employee over in South America, actually. So we're quite global, but we are growing. And we are looking to take on some more staff in the near future. I'm actually reading your book at the moment. So it's going to
Oh,
Awesome,
it's
man.
a really good book. I haven't finished reading it yet, but yeah, I brought it with me. I actually got given it from when I was in Miami. So yeah, reading that, and hopefully we'll be using that to
The
scale
team,
some really
the team's
valuable.
coming up, man. It's got a good, decent size now.
Yeah.
And you're like really like a true global team. So what's like, have you gotten to a point where you can start seeing a culture kind of build around your organization? And what's that culture like?
Yeah, good question. I feel like obviously because I'm remote, it has sort of, I guess, what has helped me understand the importance of building that culture. So, and we've only really grown this year, I'd say. Well, over the last year or so, there was probably back in the start of 23, there was just maybe three of us. So now obviously there's a team of six. So we're growing that. And I feel like, yeah, we're trying to plug into the culture and make communication better, and create that the reason into why we're doing this. And obviously I guess it comes down to the why I have my dad's business and the fulfillment that I got from that. That's what we
Hmm.
try to put into all the work that we do, where we're building relationships with clients, we're growing with them, and we're also, because obviously when you can see what I did for my father's business, it's very rewarding to see it being those types of results for other business owners. And
Hmm.
obviously I know the understanding of how it can change their lives effectively. So we try to adapt that and always going like above and beyond for our clients, and showing what we can do for them. And we just tend to have really good retention rates as well. So that's why I've sort of, and I guess that comes down to me still being the account manager for a lot of these clients. But um, that's the hard part, letting it go, and putting your trust in someone. But I'm sure we'll be able to get there.
But is that retention rate also, does that translate into your employee? I know your team is just growing right now, but how is the retention rate on your employee side? Do you think that they go hand in hand?
I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say this year, yeah, we've had a full retention rate in terms of the employees that we've had, which is really good. I think it's
Yeah,
important.
because we're at a point where we're over 200 people, and we can see the client retention and employee retention. They both go hand in hand. Like if more clients are staying with you, more
Mm,
employees are staying with you as well. Generally, and if you have an issue one way, it sometimes reflect in both sides of the equation.
yeah.
Um, so just something to keep an eye on. But yeah, congratulations, man. That's, I think, Sam, you wanna go with the three more ideas now?
yeah, definitely. Let's dive right into the next segment, which is three more ideas. So, Dexter, I'm going to shoot these few terms in your way, and you can tell me the first idea or thought that hits your mind. So, the first one is going to be niche focused.
Niche focused. Sorry, what? Could you repeat what I need to
So
do? Can
yes,
you
so
give me
yeah,
an
so basically Sam's gonna throw these words over to you, and we just want to hear your thoughts on those
Your
words.
first thought,
Oh,
your
Uh,
first,
okay.
yeah, so the
Sorry.
first word is niche focused.
yeah,
So
whatever
what are
the
your thoughts on that?
yeah.
Yeah, I feel guiding niche focus is very important. The reasoning behind that is because you can become an expert in your field. It's obviously easier to scale because people are going to identify you as the go-to for, I guess, our example, what you're doing there at RepStack, that you've identified an area where you can help clients will solve a problem. And then obviously with that, you can implement that same strategies into the other clients that you're working with. And you really do need a proven strategy on how you can do that, because your retention rates is as good as you gaining new clients, and like we've just been discussing, keeping your employees, because all that's going to help.
Mm.
So I feel that the niche focus side is very important, and it
Yeah,
makes it more clearer about your goals and objectives, and it gives you more clarity about where you want to go. Um,
everything.
and your SOPs that we're building out,
You
everything
can, you
really.
can break down the entire organization in simple to-dos, from daily tasks to weekly
Mm,
tasks. Everything can be just like, unless if you're going with the old school model, which is just try to do everything for everyone, you'll never be able to systematize like a niche focused agency.
mhm.
Better systems helps you retain more clients, more employees, like you said. It's just the easier way of life, I think.
Yeah.
So less is more, I think. So yeah, that's a great answer. What's next,
All
Sam?
right, let's go towards the next term. So, what do you think when you hear customers?
Well, customers are very important, because at the end of the day, without your customers, you wouldn't have a business. So I feel that customers not only important from that respect, but it's also good to create good relationships with them. Because I mean, so even some of the customers that we have, they're not only customers, they're friends. And we've been able to develop relationships with them that way. And I think it makes the process that you're doing very important, because if you're building relationships with people and seeing them grow, you're also going to be able to share experiences and help each other and build your own
Hmm.
community that way. Which, and it shouldn't be just seen as someone who's just paying for your services and that's at the end of the day, because
Yeah.
that's how you're going to
Not
fail. But I feel like if your customers probably the most important part of the business as you're growing, or any type of it, because without them you're probably not going to be there, for example. So yeah, customers I'd say are very important.
Yeah. On that note, like, what's your one tip for getting new customers for your agency, Dexter? Like, if I'm a agency owner that's up and coming, you've grown to a substantial number now on the type of clients that you guys have.
Mm.
So, what's one thing that really, really worked in that journey of acquiring new customers for your agency?
Yeah, sure. So I feel like obviously I feel that, especially from within the marketing industry, is a lot of people that can say that they're going to do stuff when they don't actually fulfill that. So I thought, wow, where I saw growth for us is when I started collecting, real reviews from customers, showing them case studies and showing the trust about what we can do.
Hmm.
And I feel that, because obviously people do spend buy of people who they can trust. And I feel if you can take that approach into your marketing message, and when you're having your sales calls, it's an important reason as why someone's going to choose you over the other agencies. Because at the end of the day, some of these business owners out there are probably getting 3 to 5 messages from
Hmm.
marketing agencies daily. So you also need to identify a message that's slightly different to what other people might be doing. But I also feel that you probably need to illustrate it with and back it up with, real life results that you've got for other clients. Um, and I feel that what's worked well for us for our outreach process is I've created a story with the message, which leads into a strategy call session. And obviously that comes from, the reason why I started the agency is because I helped my father's business go from one man band to
Nice.
on the road. And I feel like that message, or creating a story with your message, people can relate to it. So it's being a bit unique and getting them sort
Hmm.
of hooked and making there's feelings behind the message. And obviously some people can relate to it depending on what stage they're at. So you might need to change that message if you're approaching a larger company rather than the one man band, which that
Hmm.
message does work well for.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Just like simple outreach strategy with a story built in, and
Mm,
especially as compelling as Dexter's, I think it's a no-brainer. We underestimate that, and what a great tip.
mm.
All right, great. So, the third word that I have in mind is employees.
Employees. So yes, I feel like employees are very important as well as customers. Again, it goes down, it all fits in, doesn't it? Because obviously, without your customers, you ain't going to be able to build the company, you ain't going to be able to scale. But I feel like the employees, again, they're the forefront of the business. They're having
Yeah,
with
I think
the
like you're at a part we already discussed a little bit of this, but I guess if I have to enhance this word for you, Mike, I would address this question in I guess what's your next hire going to be, or how are you thinking of expanding your teams? Like, what are those key roles that you're hiring for now?
Yeah, sure. So, account manager is the next hire that we're going to make that I've sort of identified. I feel that because at the moment I've pretty much been trying to manage all the accounts, which is
40 clients, man. That's a lot of 40, 45 clients for
yeah.
one
There's
account
some
manager.
there's some of the employees that have taken over those roles, but yeah, we're trying to like slowly um, put me out of that part of the business. So account manager is going to be important. So they're obviously going to be taking on some more of the roles, some of the clients that we already have, and then obviously taking on new clients that we're managing. So, and then of course we're going to need some other roles in the doing the fulfillment. So maybe someone in the SEO or PPC. But yeah, at the moment, in terms of what we're doing, I think that's the next stage of the employee that we're going to hire, and obviously I've already discussed that with Habiba, so I hope we'll be moving that on to the next stage hopefully soon.
Nice, nice. We're excited for that, man. So this is excellent. Sam, do you have any finishing words?
Yeah, I just have to say that you already have a very diverse and a pretty amazing, interesting team built up, Dexter. And if I have the liberty to ask one more thing, I would like to hear your one tip in building a great global team.
Yeah, great questions. I feel like communication is key in growing it. Obviously, because everyone's else is on different time zones, and
Hmm.
I feel that if you haven't got that type of organization, then it makes it very difficult. So being able to, especially as a business owner, being able to be meet the requirements of all different time zones. So, for example, there's some of our employees they're working till 10 this evening, but I'm always at hand to be able to be speak to them or be there for them when they need it. But I also feel like yeah, having those weekly because we've recently done that, implemented weekly calls, and obviously for all the staff, I'm sort of meeting them very frequently just to keep on top of what's been going on, keeping them in line with what's going on in the business. And I feel that that's again very important for when you're growing out a team, and also that'll help you build out the company culture because obviously they'll see where the directions and the goals and everything that you're trying to do as well.
Well, Habiba wanted me to ask you a question. She wanted to find out when are you coming to Pakistan?
Great question. Wow. Like I do like to travel, so it could be. I love to speak to her when it's nice and hot there. So I don't want to be going when it's too
Yeah.
cold. You just come out the cold season, right?
Well, yeah, it is already warm, especially in some of our cities. And we're actually going to be going there. We have our annual flagship event called the Rep Camp happening in
Mm.
September. So you're obviously invited to that. That's where everyone comes together under one roof. We do trainings and have a lot of fun, break bread and all of that stuff. And
Uh-huh.
I think, yeah, you're just at the cusp of like with 6 employees, anything more than this it's going to be hard for you to have all these direct reports coming to you. So now you're going
Mhm.
to have managers of managers and all of that stuff eventually. So very exciting part, and I feel that you're on the right track here with everything. Congratulations with all the success, and thanks for sharing all the tips. I think this is going to be a very well taken and well received podcast because so many of us just can't get through that initial breaking point of having those 5 to 10 or more clients there. A lot of
Mhm.
people like me, like I was perpetually stuck in a 300,000 a year agency, a single by myself. It was good enough income for me, but that's not where when we start our agencies, we don't want to be like a less than half a million a year agency. We want to be like the biggest agency on the
Mhm.
block, right?
Yeah.
So and it's really hard to break through. Took me a lot of time and effort to break through that, and I think what you shared today is definitely going to help a lot of people break through those first instances of when they get started and then they get plateaued in their agency growth.
Yeah. No, it's been very awesome to be on the podcast with you guys, and thanks very much for having me.
Thanks a lot,
Thank
Dexter. Enjoy the rest of the night, man.
You
We'll talk to
too.
you soon. Bye bye.
Great to meet you.